It's burning up in here.
A toddler walked into McDonald's in Oklahoma this week. He saw an old man sitting alone. He sat down next to him. Nobody had told the kid that you don't do that. That's the whole show. Everything else I'm going to say tonight is just me explaining why a 2-year-old in Oklahoma is the most sophisticated person that I encountered this week. I'm Mark Roach. This is Headroom Tonight, and tonight I'm talking about the upgrade.
We ain't stopping tonight. Now we wait to bow. Burning up in here. Yeah, we're losing control.
There is a theory that I've been working on. The mob didn't disappear. It got promoted. Think about it. 1950s, the mob runs the docks, the numbers, the neighborhood. The business model, you pay us, we don't break your windows. Crude, but effective. Extremely local. And then the 60s and 70s happen. Chinatown, the Godfather. The whole mythology gets elevated. Suddenly the mob isn't just breaking windows, it's running the water rights. It's in the city council, it's wearing a suit and sitting next to the mayor at a fundraiser. The business model upgraded from breaking windows to owning the building, from owning the building to writing the zoning code. Then, 1987, Gordon Gekko arrives, pinstripe suit, perfect hair. Stands in front of the room of shareholders and says, "Greed is good." Oliver Stone made him into a villain. Michael Douglas played him as the villain. Young men watched the film and sent their resumes to Wall Street because nobody wanted to be Bud Fox. Bud Fox is the moral protagonist. He does the right thing. He turns Gekko in. Comes out on the right side of history. He is unwatchable. Gekko's the most alive thing in the room. The audience, well, read the movie exactly, correctly. The director spent 30 years being sad about it. The mob watched Wall Street and said, "Hey, we've been doing this all wrong. Why are we breaking windows when we could be issuing permits?" And so the upgrade continued.
It's burning up in here, losing all control. The vibe so heavy that it's touching your soul. Reel it back, let it breathe, let the rhythm take hold.
Then Tony Soprano. The mob gets a therapist, gets a McMansion in New Jersey, gets a pool, gets ducks. Tony is not Two Deuce. Tony is not Scarface standing in front of the mountain of cocaine saying hello to this little friend. Tony is a middle manager with anxiety and a very good lawyer. The violence is still there, it's just buried under a home improvement project. You never see Tony intimidate a city councilman, but you see him sitting at the city councilman's kid's baptism. The check clears on Monday. Nobody discusses the check. The business model from the neighborhood to the boardroom to the suburb, from breaking windows to owning the building to being the homeowners association. And the audience watched every episode because the organism recognized something true in the performance. The machinery running under the backyard barbecue. The family wasn't quite a family, the loyalty that only traveled one direction. So where does the upgrade go from there? Well, you've gone from the docks to the boardroom to the suburb. The next move, and I want to be careful here because this is almost too obvious, is the planet. This week, a committee called the God Squad convened for the first time in 34 years. That's the actual name. Since 1978, 7 officials, the power to decide which species live and which are legally expendable. One agenda item, 1 hour, unanimous. The Rice's whale, 51 of them left on Earth, loses. Now, I want to be fair. When the mob ran the docks, nobody was consulting the fish. When Gekko ran the boardroom, the fish were not on the agenda, and when Tony ran the suburb, the ducks left on their own. The God Squad is just the next iteration. You've promoted yourself all the way up to deciding which animals God got wrong. The business model from the neighborhood, to the boardroom, to the suburb, to the species list. 1 hour, unanimous, the whale loses. And the CEO, whose company benefits had previously been on a recorded investor call offering to rename the Pacific Ocean. Paint a president's name on a tanker in gold letters 75 feet tall so that a specific woman in Montecibo could read it from her porch. Well, the ocean's still called the Pacific. The tanker is running. The whale is at 51. That is not Scarface. That is not Tony Soprano. That is the completed upgrade. From the docks to the boardroom, to the suburb, to the God Squad deciding the species list in an hour with bad coffee and a quorum. The mob didn't disappear, it just kept getting promoted until it was running the planet. Gekko would have loved it.
All around. It's the kind of heat that don't ever cool down. Burning up, burning up, burning up.
I had spent 30 years inside some of those rooms, not the God Squad, the earlier version. The room where the money gets named after the investor's golden retriever, so it feels like family. The room where the permit gets discussed on the 14th hole. The room where everybody knows what's happening and nobody says what's happening, and the check clears on Monday. I know what the upgrade smells like from the inside, and here's the thing that nobody in those rooms could explain to me. The thing I kept running into decade after decade. In every version of the upgrade, the rooms are lonely. The mob boss is lonely, Gekko's lonely, and that's why he wants to be Bud Fox so badly. He's just not recruiting him. He's adopting him. Tony Soprano's in therapy twice a week trying to figure out why he can't feel anything at the barbecue. The upgrade gives you the planet. It does not give you the thing that Toddler had this week when he walked across the McDonald's in Oklahoma and sat down next to an old man he'd never met. No agenda, no check clearing on Monday, no permit, no quorum. Just a small human operating on the original software, a version before the upgrade. A version that still thinks a stranger sitting alone is a problem that you can solve by sitting down. Teal Swan published her forecast for 2026 in December. She said, "Man, maybe I should read this carefully. This is a year when a strong current is moving beneath all collective events." She said, the body, the individual body, the collective body, will keep finding its way back to what it actually needs. She also said there will be lots happening within deer consciousness. Well, I can't speak to the deer, but I think she might be right about the current. The God Squad runs the species list. The CEO names the ocean. The upgrade keeps upgrading. A toddler in Oklahoma walks across a McDonald's and sits down next to an old man because something in his body said, "That looks like loneliness, and I know what to do with that." He hadn't learned not to yet. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Step in the spot and the temperature rising, got the whole room.
The mob ran the docks, then the boardroom, then the suburb. Then the God Squad decided that the species list. Nobody wanted to be Bud Fox. Artemis is doing 5,000 miles an hour toward the moon right now. The upgrade is still running. Toddler is taking a nap. I think he's got the right idea. I'm Mark Roach. This was Headroom Tonight. The ocean's still called the Pacific. The old man at the McDonald's is probably still thinking about that kid.
Losing control.
Go.
She moving through the crowd like she running the place. Got that intelligence glowing all over her face. I slide up beside him at your pace with grace, whispering in the ear, this ain't no time to play safe. Hey!